Now, you guys have lost a lot of your key players recently, but you still have some good ones. How is team morale coming into this first NXL event?
Well, after Dallas, we had a few, Marcelo leaving. It was kind of a kick in the stomach. But you know what? The guys rallied, and we've been working hard. It's been a grind. I mean, the last 2 months, we've never stopped. We've done double days every weekend. The kids want it, and we want to prove to the world and to the paintball community that we're for real.
All right, we'll see if they can get this first point against Xfactor. Back to you guys.
That's good. Oh, there's a break. Yeah, I want to play.
Yeah, so here we go, getting into this first point, and it looks like there was 2 major penalties, Todd, on San Antonio Xfactor. So giving a gift to the Ironmen here to start this one out, as Toke Hamill was able to hang that flag, but didn't really even get to see too much of what was going on in that game strategy-wise, because as soon as Xfactor got out and got set, red flag goes up. That's a 2-for-1. And then as we were trying to figure out exactly what happened with the chaos from that, listening to that interview with Shane and Lauren, get into the first point, another major penalty was thrown here on Xfactor. Now, lucky for Xfactor, with the points, or with the way the penalties work, that I don't know if they had enough bodies to pull. If they did, lucky for them. If they didn't, then they're going to have to start down a body. So with the new penalty system, it's 1-for-1s and 2-for-1s. But Xfactor, man, that penalty bug sometimes comes to bite them, but at least they got that out of their system here in the first point, and they can start to play some Xfactor paintball.
Well, every match we've seen so far has started off with a major penalty this morning. So
here we go, starting lineup for Moscow Red Legion: Colombo, Golev, Loic Voulot, those Tauntaun, those French superstars coming over and just still stunting for Moscow Red Legion. It's been huge pickups for them, and it looks like another penalty here, this time on the Trade My Gun Outlaws. So the Outlaws losing bodies there, snake side of the field, and that's going to give a big advantage here to Moscow Red Legion. Storming down the snake side, there goes Axel Godin. They did lose Dennis Golev, but they still have a body in the center, and another penalty. So just tons of penalties. I was the same side of the field that Xfactor started from, and just another gift given to a team here right out of the beginning of this match. And Moscow Red Legion here going to go up 1-0.
4 matches, 4 major penalties, just to start off. Just letting everybody know. Ain't nobody playing around here in the NXL.
Apparently not. So Outlaws going to have to reset just like Xfactor.
Yeah.
And the 1-0 is that score.
I think the Outlaws, that major penalty only had 1 body left to pull. So I think Xfactor should be starting with 4, and the Outlaws will be starting with 4 for their next point when they come out.
Not how you want to get started here at the first NXL event. First point, 2 majors for Xfactor, and then a minor and a major for the Outlaws right away.
Jeez. So looks like Xfactor's going to be sending out Kovar. Looks like Goff, Archie, and Colt as their 4. Ironmen stacked lots of bodies in the back, but unable to get all their bodies out. Ironmen only put 3 bodies in the box, unable to be ready for the point. So another gift given by the Ironmen right back to Xfactor, only getting 3 bodies out to the start station at the very beginning of the game.
So how many bodies do they have? Looks like just 2 alive right now.
And they lost. Ironmen. Yeah, they lost one on the break. So Ironmen only with those 2 back center bunkers, the tall tower on the snake side and the back center. As Xfactor now has got Colt Roberts over here at the 40 wedge. And he's going to wrap around, put pressure on those back center. He's got Grayson Goff behind him. Here comes Colt Roberts into the 50 Dorito.
And you can see just the 2 players left on the Ironman trying to stave off the attack here on the snake side. And now here comes Kovar.
Colt Roberts going to get that kill out of the snake side tower. And just Mike Paxton left in the back center, but he gets shot. So Xfactor coming right back, tying this game up at 1-1. So after what looked like a nice point by the Ironmen, unable to get it together in the pit and get a full squad out.
And it's tough, man, because the Ironmen, they have a big test in front of them. A lot of young, hungry, up-and-coming players on that team. And a lot of talent on that squad. I like the new pickup that they got, Jerry Caro. He's pretty solid, but still real raw. And that's pretty much what you could say about half the team on the Ironman. They do have some veterans, and obviously the legendary Shane Pastana has come back to lead the Ironman. And Shane's never touched the Ironman and not won a world championship. So we'll see how long it's going to take him this time. But he's done it 3 times as a player, as a coach. So he's back. They have Mike holding it down. And this is a great field for Mike Paxson. So we'll see who of those young guys is going to step up. The first event of the year, Toke Hamill played out of his mind in the mud and all that nastiness we had in Dallas. So Toke Hamill's going to have a big event. It's kind of frustrating if you're an Ironman fan to see them get a gift in that first one, and then they give that gift right back to San Antonio Xfactor, and now we got a tie game.
Yeah, Top Gun going to be coming out here starting with 4 bodies against Moscow Red Legion. Red Legion going to go wide all the way to the snake and out to the Dorito side corner. Kirill in there asking for a check. It's like he might have got bounced going out to that snake side tower. He did. He's still alive and playing. Trade My Gun Outlaws, they have 4 bodies. Looks like one guy might have got clipped. Nope, he makes it into that Dorito alive. Referee gives that Dorito a check. Nope, there goes the Dorito player for the Outlaws. Yes, he did get shot.
And there's another major penalty as we see Kuchagazgev getting up there. And you can see as the camera pans back, Kuchagazgev, all those bodies walking off for the Outlaws. So Moscow Red Legion.
As the Outlaws made that bump out to the Dorito, the back center guy bumped into the Dorito side wedge, caught one in the loader as he went in. Looked like saw the spray off of him, and referee runs in there, sees it, pulls him, gets another major penalty. So there's enough bodies to pull that time. So that way they'll be starting with 5 next point. They'll be back to full strength, but 2 quick points lost on penalties there by the Outlaws.
Well, the Outlaws coming in, this is their first year as pros. Moscow Red Legion is one of the most dominant teams ever to exist in a rebuild themselves, but huge pickups of those Tauntauns, the French stars, some of the best players in Europe, some of the best players, period, have come over to help Moscow Red Legion. But for the Outlaws, they can't come into a game like this in a proving ground here at the NXL and throw 2 easy points away. Or not 2 easy points, but give Moscow Red Legion 2 easy ones to start out a match.
Yeah, Red Legion, they're really good at playing with the lead. They understand the dynamics of the game, and when you give them a lead, they understand how to change their style, whether trying to play catch up or playing with the lead, and you definitely don't want to give them 2 points right to start.
So San Antonio Xfactor tied up here on the Ironman. Looking at Archie Montemayor on your screen, there's Jason Vidalich. He gets shot, so good off the break shooting on the snake side for Xfactor. And there's Archie in the center, rolling his gun towards the D side of the field. And it looks like Kovar going to move into the snake. Good field position in the center for Xfactor as well. And it looks like they do lose a body though, Todd.
Yeah, Xfactor losing Derek Jordan over here off the Dorito side. And then Dixon Yang trying to make a move up the middle. So good job by the Ironmen to even it back up. And it looks like we got a trade out over there on the snake side. I think Kovar might have ran into, I think that's Ibarra over there on the snake side. Archie's still alive over here on the Dorito side, but he's looking at Brandon Cornell.
Toke Hamill in the snake right now for the Ironman. Also, Xfactor has a player in the snake, so seesaw, battle back and forth. Brandon Cornell makes his move up here on the D side, looking at Archie Montemayor, and Archie Montemayor just owns the young Brandon Cornell, who dislocated his shoulder very badly, and we didn't know if he was going to be able to play this event. He's one of the best players, if not the best player on the Ironman. So Cornell is going to have a better game here, as Archie just owned him there in that move down on the D side.
Yeah, Cornell definitely had the drop on Archie too. I don't know if he didn't know that Archie was there.
He definitely didn't know. You could tell he had no clue that Archie had made that move up. So well, Archie, the crafty veteran.
That's what Archie's good at, right? As soon as you think you know what he's doing, he disappears. Reappears somewhere else with the ball for you.
And Archie trying to get, this is the last year's Top Gun Award winner, 2014 Top Gun Award winner, and Archie Montemayor, best player on planet Earth, and trying to get his 3rd confirmed kill here in this point to take a 1-point lead against the Ironman.
Yeah, Mike Paxson there in that snake side tower. He's got his body, he's got Toke over there in the snake. Those two trying to fight against Archie. Archie's got one more body over there on the snake side.
12 minutes, 15 seconds left to go here in this match. We're looking at our on-field cam. New addition here at the NXL broadcast.
Out of the snake, getting shot. It's Billy Bernaccia and Archie Montemayor, and they are going to pinch out Mike Paxson.
And that's going to do it. So nice tag team by Billy Bernaccia and Archie Montemayor. Billy was in the snake and Archie over here on the D side of the field to take out the last 2 players here for the Los Angeles Ironmen. Score will be 2-1 in favor of Xfactor. So let's check out this replay. Looking at the breakout for the Ironmen. And there was the move, Jason Vitalich, you could see there getting shot, and it was, it was a good run, but Xfactor just put a good shot in on him, and there was a player coming off on the snake side, and the last couple players there for the Ironmen on the snake side of the field. So now we're going to reset, bring Moscow Red Legion and the Outlaws back out here. 2-0 is the score for this one. And the Outlaws just need to play clean right now. If I was Jeremy Salm, the coach for the Outlaws in the pit, that's what I would be saying. I was like, if either one of you gets, if anyone gets a penalty, you're getting a punch in the face right now. Because Jeremy Salm's pretty hardcore like that. And the last thing he wants to see is his guys throw a game away on penalties this early. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, if you're Trade My Gun, you just want to get 5 guys out alive. Try and give yourself something to build on right now. Dug yourself a hole, got off to a bad start. They just need to get going here. Hey, let's stop, reset, and start to figure this thing out, because we know they can play. And there you see them on the breakout, doubling up the back center, going out towards the snake side, a couple extra bodies, only going out to the wedge on the Dorito side, and now launching up the middle. Here comes the Outlaws. Red Legion losing their first body off the Dorito side. Looks like, nope, still alive there in the center tower.
Yeah, so it looks like 5-on-4, 1 body advantage right now for the Outlaws, and pretty good field position in that center for both teams is Colombo for Moscow Red Legion. And you can see on your screen the back line and that one player up in that center stand-up temple shooting his gun towards the snake side of the field, trying to keep Red Legion honest over there.
So Red Legion in that snake side tower, doubled up in the back center, and the tower in the middle.
There's Godin fighting to get over. He was able to get out wide, so nice move by Axel Godin. Try to get in the snake for Moscow Red Legion. You can see the Outlaws already have a player in the snake. Into snake 1, their right-hand portion of your screen. So a little bit slower of a point. Outlaws playing clean this time. And with that 1 body advantage, let's see what they can do with it. Godin still wants to get into that snake. You can see the guns all up right now for the Outlaws. 2 guns towards the snake side, 1 towards the D side, shooting those angles well. And then they have their player up 1 more notch in the snake. He's into notch 2 right now, wrapping around. There's no one that's looking down that wire, which is how he's able to come out that wide and get that crossfield shot. If there was someone down that tape line, someone on that sideline with him, it would force him into that notch of the snake and have to shoot from the inside of that bunker.
And it looks like the Outlaws going to lose their first body coming out of the center. They still have their player in the snake, and he gets shot. Looks like Phil Shredder over there getting shot out of snake 2 as he tried to come out a little too wide out of that snake 2 and got picked off by the center player.
That's another guy coming back from an injury, blew his ACL out, but he's a beast, so he's been training really hard for this event, really hungry to come out here and prove himself here in the pro ranks. There's Axel Godin now past the 50-yard line. Such a smart, intelligent front player for Moscow Red Legion, another one of those French stars that's come over to help out and bolster the roster for Russian Legion. Trying to get that crossfield shot, and then Philly Shredder got shot out, so it's all Moscow and the snake. There's Johnson still left alive.
Yeah,
trying to roll his gun towards the center of the field.
Johnson's going to take one in the back here from Axel Godin if he doesn't watch out, as Godin now is in the Outlaws snake 2. Looking across the field, he's trying to wrap around now and shoot that snake side tower. Nowhere to go. He's tucked in, just trying to live.
About 12 minutes left alive here, or left in this game here, Todd.
Yep, getting pinched from both sides. Those back center players for the Outlaws.
Oh, I think the back center for the Outlaws just got shot. Referee's going to come in there and pull him out, and going to not pull a penalty. That's another body dropping. And then so the Outlaws are just going to run Clint Johnson down on the D side, tries a desperation attack move, but not able to work out, man. It's too many bodies over here on the D side of the field for Moscow Red Legion. So a real crisp game to start this out for Moscow Red Legion. Taking the gifts that the Outlaws gave them early on, didn't make any mistakes, and then pretty close point here. But, you know, Philly Shredder getting shot out of that snake, it looked like. And then Moscow Red Legion was just able to push smart down. There's no mistakes. They're playing pretty much fumble-free paintball right now.
Yeah, I mean, Godin did a good job of, you know, fighting his way out of that snake side tower to get in there. And then once Philly Shreds got shot, you know, on the inside by that center tower guy, Axel Godin just had all the freedom to go wherever he wanted to go.
Yeah, so right now, let's see the Ironmen taking the field here against San Antonio Xfactor. But before we get into that match, let's check out this replay. So you're looking at the break for the Outlaws, doubling up that back center. We're going to see that a lot. And there's Axel Godin, that smart move across. And here's Moscow Red Legion. And there was Godin again. Look at this, smart moves. Comes and checks off that lane before he makes the move. And you see those are the last players left alive, dying at the same time there. Top Gun not able to cross it up and try to kill any of the Moscow players that are pushing in on him. So here we go at the start of this one. Archie Montemayor in there again with Colt Roberts. So the two best players on Xfactor doubling up that back center bunker. And there goes Roberts moving towards the D side of the field. Looks like a body dropping early here for the Ironmen. They have Toe Camel in the center, trying to cut down here and keep Colt Roberts honest. Now Colt Roberts launches up into the center. Or sorry, Toe Camel. So Toe Camel, but Toe Camel now has to force to be pushed back, and they're going to try to come and clear him out of there.
Colt Roberts goes up, and he's able to get Toe Camel and stay alive. That was Grayson Goff that got shot out of the middle earlier. Now Colt Roberts just standing there, owning the center of the field. You see him in the bunker behind the A, playing a little bit back off of it, cutting down that Dorito side. Yeah,
that was our on-field cam getting a shot on Colt Roberts in the center. And now the back line for the Ironmen, Big Mike Paxson. So Pax trying to keep Xfactor honest over here on the D side. You can see he's trying to get a shot on Shot Kemp, and it looks like Colt Roberts gets taken out in the center. So now two bodies drop as Grayson Goff and Colt Roberts drop for San Antonio Xfactor. So the Ironmen, the score 1-2 right now, down a point, trying to get something going. Scott Kemp trying to talk it up cross field and figure out how many bodies he still has left alive with him. It's just him over here on this Dorito side of the field. Here comes young Brandon Cornell making his move. And you see Scott Kemp picked him up, so Scott Kemp's going to try to get a shot on Brandon. Brandon creeping over here, D side. Oh, on the snake side. I think that was that Archie that just lost that gunfight. And here comes Mike. Mike storming all the way down, and the Ironmen looking like they're going to tie this one up, Todd.
Mike Paxson looking young and nimble over there, diving all the way around that 50 into Snake 2.
Well, I think that was Mike that got that clutch kill over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Xfactor looked good early on as Toe Camel came up to the center 50 for the Ironman. Colt Roberts comes and peels his head off, stays alive, as we could see that on-field cam. So then Colt shifted his gun towards the D side of the field, but then Grayson Goff got shot out early, and then Roberts gets shot out of the center. And then Mike be able to make that big move down the snake side. And definitely good job by Brandon Cornell over here on the D side of the field as well.
Yeah, Brandon Cornell, man, he's always really very calm, cool, and collected. You know, he doesn't get rattled. He doesn't get overly excited. You know, he just plays his game. You know, Colt Roberts charged up the middle. He played smart. You know, just took his time and waited. Colt Roberts gets shot, makes his bump out smart. You know, like that's like you were talking about earlier. Paintball's a game that, you know, everybody starts on offense, but you can go to defense really quick.
Yeah,
and then just like that, right back on offense. You know, Ironmen lost a couple bodies. Toke went up the middle. They shot a couple players from Xfactor. You know, next thing you know, there's only 3 bodies. They're all in the back center for the Ironmen, and then they're on the push. Mike Paxson's running down, diving into the snake on the other side.
It was a great point out of the Ironmen. They needed something like that. Playing against a strong team like San Antonio Xfactor, keeping it close. It's all tied up at 2. Now we're back into Moscow Red Legion 3-0 over the Outlaws. So Outlaws need to get something going here.
Kirill catches a giant face full of paint on the break, going out to the snake side, and so does who is that? 2 more bodies coming off for Red Legion on that snake side, so a minor penalty thrown for Legion. Only 2 bodies left alive.
10 minutes and 45 seconds still left in this match here, Todd.
Yep, both over here on the Dorito side for Legion. The whole snake side of the field open for the Outlaws. They need to take advantage of that quickly. Still over there deep, need to get up the field. And here comes the Outlaws coming down the Dorito side, looking to go heads up.
This is Jordan Davidson here on your screen there, dead center on the inside in the Doritos. Still has a player here for Moscow Red Legion's got to be careful. Let's see if, I think Jordan Davidson did pick him up. Yeah, so Jordan, here's the gun. He picks him up. Nice work by Davidson. Takes out the player from Moscow Red Legion and then runs down the last guy. It's Dennis Golev in the back. So Dennis Golev, not much he could do here for Moscow Red Legion to hold off the attack of Davidson here, D side of the field. Beautiful work by Jordan Davidson, number 12 for the Outlaws.
So Trade My Gun getting on the board. Finally putting a point up.
They needed that one.
Yeah, definitely. They want to go down. Like that to Red Legion. Red Legion this time getting the penalty on the break, going out to that snake side. Trade My Gun able to take advantage. Big game there on the Dorito side.
Yeah. So they're going to need to keep that up, though. Definitely, hey, man, if the other team's getting penalties, then what you need to do is obviously take advantage of that. So, but in order to do that, you have to be able to get that good read. Figure out, okay, where did those bodies drop and what can I do with that gift that I was just given?
Yep. Even though they didn't come down that snake side over there, you know, still, you know, heads up play.
But it also takes
just to recognize that, you know, the guns on the Dorito side are going to be looking towards the snake side.
Exactly, exactly.
You know,
so let's see if the Ironmen here can come out and have another good point against San Antonio Xfactor. So, but before we get into this one, let's check in with Lauren Kelly real quick.
I wanted to let you know, prior to that last point, Paxton was telling everyone to really key up on the snake, not allow them to get into the snake as they could take advantage. This point, though, since they weren't able to get that win, they're going to be switching it up, and Paxton is planning on running down the middle, so we'll see if he can get some kills getting down to the X. Back to you.
Well, we'll see if they can get it done. Tripling up that back center, and there goes Toke Hamill up the center of the field. Brandon Cornell's in there with him, so conservative breakout, and there's Alex Martinez getting a spin for carrying a ton of paint for Xfactor, one of the big guns. And Xfactor losing a body over here on the D side of the field. It's Derek Jordan who's struggling early.
Xfactor lost Michael Kovar going out to the snake side corner. Brandon Cornell charged up the middle and picked off Derek Jordan, trying to come out to the Dorito side. So now the Ironmen with all 5 bodies, guns rolling, all shooting heads up as just 3 bodies left alive for Xfactor.
Ironman's starting to look good, Todd.
Yeah, Ironman getting their body over here out wide. Cornell gets shot out of the middle, but that bunker quickly retaken by Toke Hamill. Ironman with one of their new pickups over here out wide on the Dorito side, but they're going to lose Mike Paxton. Xfactor fighting back, evening up the bodies. 3-3 right now. Paxton comes out of the back center over to the snake side tower.
Yeah.
Toke Hamill with him.
Couple good kills by Xfactor to even it up here. Looked like the Ironmen were about to go on the full-on attack, but no, Xfactor gets a couple bodies back, but still Ironmen with good field position. Toke Hamill up in the center.
Yeah, that looks like Archie Montemayor over there, who filled out to the snake side. Always known to get those kills down bodies, but here comes the move by Toke Hamill. He's going to catch Xfactor sleeping. Does he get one?
Looks like he might have got one, I thought, but I don't see a ref pulling him out. So Toke Hamill, what looked like was going to be a good move, not getting any bodies. And then they also lose, Ironman losing another body over here on the D side of the field.
Yeah, Toke Hamill missed his shot on Archie as he ran through the middle of the field. Could have traded out with the second guy, but was unable to get the shot. So I think Alex Martinez picked him up right as he was coming to get Archie. That's why you do them drills. You know?
Well,
he definitely had the drop on Archie. Archie was looking straight ahead. Nobody had picked him up. He got even with Archie and just missed him, and then he got picked up by Alex Martinez.
We know Alex Martinez, one of my favorite leaders of any paintball squad out there. Such a good guy, and he's the reason Xfactor exists. He's the oldest guy in the league and still proven that, you know, you can still get it done regardless of how old you are, and it's impressive. You know, I keep talking to him. I'm like, hey man, how long are you gonna keep doing this? And he's like, till my body lets me down.
Yeah.
But he's still getting out there, getting reps, and getting it done.
Yep.
So let's check in, look at a little quick replay here. So there's Alex Martinez. You see they're picking up the run and able to stay alive. Nice work by Alex Martinez. You could see in his body language, he didn't freak out at all, didn't get crazy, just got that shot in on Toke Hamill. Toke Hamill not able to get the shot in on him, and he got that shot and then tucked right back in, called him out, and then that was it. So nice work by Alex Martinez.
So here come the Outlaws. They got a penalty, so they're going to be starting with 4 bodies on the break here. There you see them out of the gate, coming to the snake side tower, playing heads up. Legion recognizing they're not going wide. They charge the middle of the field up to the snake side of the A. Now here coming up to the Dorito side wedge and across to the big Dorito. That's Coombe standing up at the big Dorito. Mark Johnson attacking up the middle for the Outlaws. He's going to get picked off by the A player. Coombe now coming up to the Dorito side. He's going to get into the 40 wedge. Now at the 50 wedge. Looking on the inside, just 2 bodies. Looks like the back center's going to get shot and get pulled, so that's going to be another minor penalty for the Outlaws. Outlaws just catching penalties left and right out here as Moscow Red Legion puts it on him once again. So Trade My Gun Outlaws just getting murdered right now by penalties, man. I think that's at least 4 or 5 penalties we've seen.
They got to
get this.
They got to keep it clean, man. You know, the Outlaws are coming out here trying to make a statement. I talked to Jeremy Salm at the first event of the year, and he said, look, we understand what's in front of us. You know, we understand that we're a new team coming in here to the pro ranks, trying to prove ourselves, but they need to give themselves the best chance possible, and they have to get a little bit more body knowledge and feel those hits. You know, these referees are obviously out here calling everything that they see, so we'll see if they can get it together. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm here with Toe Camel and Ironmen's Pit. Now you guys are kind of figuring out this field as you go along. You figured out you need to key up on the corner. You tried to run an X play. What are you finding is working best that you need to keep doing in order to get this win?
Just shooting the wide guys, really. This field's really, very defensive field. So what we try to do is shoot the wide guy and go up the center and just really work up the center.
All right, we'll see if they can tie it up here. Back to you guys.
All right, so, attacking the center is going to be crucial on this field. We're starting to see it play a little bit more as everyone kind of starts to feel those angles out. And this is just how it works in the first couple games. You're starting to figure out exactly, coming from practicing and looking and walking this field, okay, what's really working and what's not. Toe Camel is one of those guys that's starting to become a really strong weapon for the Ironmen all over the place. We've seen him predominantly in the snake in the start of his career, but Ironman's starting to use him up the center a little bit more as they have some younger wheels that can get in there and get things done in the snake. So here we go, off the break. Now we're looking at Ironman taking on Xfactor. The score slightly with an advantage here for the Ironman, 3-2.
Yeah, Ironman tripled up 3 guns in that back center on the break to try and get a kill off the snake side. They didn't, and then Shane Pestana, I believe, got shot on the fill to that snake side tower, and then they lose another body out of the back center. Nobody over there on the snake side right now for the Ironmen. Colt Roberts and Archie Montemayor screaming up the field as Xfactor has a body in the 50 snake. Archie gets in there with him. Here comes Grayson Goff. He and Colt are going to double up in that A, and one body over here on the Dorito side for Xfactor, and Ironman bodies just dying all over the place as Derek Jordan going to shoot the last body off the Dorito side, and it looks like the Ironmen are going to get a minor penalty as well.
Yeah, so, it was actually 3-2 Xfactor, so it looks like Xfactor is going to go up another point here. Score will be 4-2 in favor of Xfactor as Grayson Goff staying alive and hitting that buzzer. So referee's going to check out Grayson Goff to see if he's clean, and it looks like he is. So let's check out a replay here from a rather chaotic point, more so really on the Ironman side. Xfactor looking really sharp. And you can see there on the D side of the field, there's Cornell in the center. You see that paint coming from the inside, from the snake side. And the referee saw the hits and then pulls out number 15 for the Ironman.
Daniel Ibarra.
Yeah, it was Ibarra, Daniel Ibarra. So another unfortunate turn of events. We are seeing a lot of penalties out here as these refs are definitely on it. So what that means as a player, if you're out here watching, you've got to really just be careful out there. If you take any incoming paint, make sure you check yourself. You ask for a check.
And there's the
on
5.
The breakout, Moscow Red Legion here, doubling up the back center. And Krill Perini going up, getting to that stand-up. There on the right-hand portion of your screen.
Looks like Mark Johnson caught a face full of paint.
3 bodies coming off quick, Todd, here for the Outlaws.
Yeah, Outlaws just losing bodies so quickly. Unable really to fight. Moscow Red Legion just doing a good job shooting bodies on the break, winning those early gun battles, but Outlaws, like we said, not doing themselves any favor by getting all the penalties, but that time, just an excellent display of on-the-break shooting by Moscow Red Legion.
Yeah, Moscow Red Legion looking really sharp. They look calm, they looked composed and methodical. Not seeing any sort of crazy desperation moves. You can definitely tell they've been practicing here in this big break as we've had, a couple months since the last event. And it definitely looks like Moscow Red Legion's been in their dungeon in Moscow getting things done there, and because they look crisp. Nothing's getting forced. They obviously have some good game plans, and they're getting a lot of help, though, especially in the beginning of the game from the Outlaws when they got all those penalties to run the score up a little bit.
Yeah, nothing like a confidence builder.
Yeah.
When other teams is grabbing a bunch of penalties and you're running them down all over the place.
Yeah, so let's check in with Lauren Kelly again.
snake side for me a little bit. What's the best way to get in and really execute?
Best way to get in is making it off the break. Other than that, we've been going short and just taking our moves as we have them. We're not forcing anything. But once you're in the snake, it's very easy to get down. There's plenty of blind shots. So I think that's what we're executing the best right now.
All right, they have a 2-point lead. We'll see if they can keep it. Back to you guys.
Yeah. So doubling up that back center, Archie Montemayor. And there goes Toe Camel pushing towards the snake side of the field for the Los Angeles Ironmen, backed up by Mike Paxson. You can see here on the snake side, Ironman in the snake. And there's Toe, who looks like he's backing up. There's Jerry Carl. So Jerry Carl, the rookie for the Los Angeles Ironmen here, getting up the field almost at the 50-yard line in the snake, which is going to help the Ironmen out here try to get back in this game. 4-2 is the score.
Yeah,
and there goes Carl launching past the 50. Nice work.
Yeah, getting some kills. 3 bodies come walking off for Xfactor, but then Carl gets picked off. But now here comes Toe Campbell. He's got a free run, but he takes way too much ground and gets picked off by Scott Kemp. Could have slow played that a little bit, but Mike Paxson, Brandon Cornell still alive. 2 bodies left alive for Xfactor.
So Todd, it looked like the Ironmen were definitely having an advantage, but Jerry Carl gets shot overextending on the snake side, and then Toe Campbell tries to make a big move and takes a too big of a bite, and he gets shot out. So now it's 2-on-2 with Brandon Cornell. Mike doing some damage control, able to get over into the snake. So that was a good move by Mike Paxson. And there's Mike in the snake right now, and he's looking for shots. He did not expect to have to come all the way over here, but, you know, lost 2 of his guys, and, you know, that's the craziness of the game of paintball, man. You never know what position you're going to end up on the field depending on who dies in front of you, and that's why you have to walk every spot. So, you know, Mike's a vet. I'm sure he thoroughly walked that snake, and now up to the 50-yard line trying to look for the best angles from there.
Yeah, looking to get that shot in on Scott Kemp, who's in that big Dorito. Brandon Cornell came to the big Dorito on the inside. He's playing against the tall tower on the snake side. Skemp playing against Paxson over there in the 50 snake. Cornell now standing up, trying to wrap around. Kemp not really playing. Kemp stands up tall to get it. I think Cornell got a shot in on Scott Kemp. So Scott Kemp comes walking off. Just 1 body left alive now for Xfactor out to that snake side corner, and he gets shot. Looks like Grayson Goff comes walking off as Paxson and Cornell able to pull off that 2-on-2.
Yeah, what a great job by Cornell and Mike Paxson. It was looking a little scary for him there, because anytime where you're on a high body situation, you have more bodies than the team you're playing. Xfactor was playing on their heels a little bit, but Xfactor did a good job of taking out Carl and taking out Hamill. Hamill getting a little bit too aggressive over there, but hey, when he's the type of player that if he sees a move, you got to let him make that move. Carl, real young in the sport, but he was doing a good job on the snake side till he overextended. But that left Cornell and Mike Paxson, and then Mike did a good job of shifting over to the snake to do damage control, which then put Xfactor like, hey, I thought we shot everyone out of the snake. And then Brandon dropped that shot in on him. So solid work by the Ironmen to get one up or get another point. So to pull a little bit closer against San Antonio Xfactor.
There we have Moscow Red Legion coming out on the field again. Just putting it on Trade My Gun right now. The Outlaws just catching so many penalties. See if they can get their feet under them this point. Looks like they were able to get all 5 bodies out alive. No, they weren't. They get shot, go into that snake side corner, continue to play, get a minor penalty.
And that's going to pull off Berkeley. So Weinrob's still alive in the center for the Outlaws, but just, was that a penalty?
Yeah, referee threw a yellow flag, but then pulled 2 bodies. I don't know if the other guy, when he went to go look in the back center, was shot, but you know, that was everybody for the Outlaws. You know, it was Davidson who had that one good game for the Outlaws. The Outlaws should have 1 point. I think this is a 6-1 game.
Well, I went and talked to the scorekeeper, because I thought it was a 6-1 game as well too, but he had said that there was no point for the Outlaws. So not sure exactly. Maybe there was some sort of penalty in that point. I'm not sure exactly. Hunk maybe hit the buzzer with a hit potentially.
Okay, so if you hit the buzzer and you have a hit on you, and if it's a minor, it's a no point. If it's a major, then the point goes to the other team. So either which way, that's a number 6 right there for Moscow Red Legion as you know.
Well, either way, it's a lot to a little right now,
Yeah.
and it's not looking good for the Outlaws because they keep getting penalties. So
Yeah.
that's the story of this game. Outlaws, stop getting penalties. Moscow, you guys are looking great. So now resetting here with a close match between Xfactor and the Ironmen. And now on the breakout, Xfactor doubling up that back center with Dixon Yang and Archie Montemayor. Billy Bernaccia is going to try to fight his way into the snake there. He's on the left-hand side of your screen in that stand-up temple. One of the insert bunkers on the snake side. Ironman looking pretty solid, taking ground in the center again. And the one thing you can be sure of with the Ironman is they're not going to be scared to attack. Any team that has Shane Pastana as the leader, he's going to breed aggression into his guys.
Yep,
and pick up guys that are naturally aggressive.
Billy Bernaccia gets shot for San Antonio Xfactor over there out of that snake insert. So Ironmen with the body advantage right now. Colt Roberts made a nice move up the middle and then cut across into the inside Big Dorito. And now looking across the field, shooting at the snake side. Still all 5 bodies left alive. This now, with that last Ironman point, a 1-point game here. As the Ironmen look to get back in it. Brandon Cornell coming out of that back center, getting into the wedge on the Dorito side, then looking towards the snake. Looks like, is that Dixon? Yeah, Dixon getting shot for Xfactor off that snake side as well. As he tried to fill out there and stop the bleeding. Dixon was playing really well for Xfactor in practice yesterday, watching him out here. Fully expect him to get his game going. But right now, the Ironmen just picking body after body as Archie Montemayor gets shot out of that snake side tower for Xfactor. Colt Roberts starting to get lonely in this inside Big Dorito as Ironmen start charging up the field, and Colt Roberts going to get picked off.
Jerry Carl has to dive underneath a ball over here on the D side to avoid getting shot. Brandon Cornell there to help him out, but you can see some fist pumps. Oh, that was Chris Catt, sorry. So Chris Catt, number 34 for the Ironmen. And nice job by Jason Vidalich over there. And the whole crew from the Ironmen actually did a really solid work in that point to tie this one up 4 apiece.
So, just when you look away, Ironmen creep right back in it. 4-4 game. Looked like Xfactor had control there for a second, then a couple big games. Toe Camel, Jerry Carl, Chris Catt, Mike Paxson getting it done, getting Ironmen back in this.
All right, well, some solid work by the Ironmen to tie this one up, and this is a big game for them as they did lose Marcelo Margot, but the young, hungry players on this team playing really solid right now. And they needed this. They had the story with the Ironmen was, what are the young guys going to do, and are the veterans going to continue to step up? Well, we're seeing both of those things happen right now with the young players from the team, some of those rookies playing some good ball because they're playing against a San Antonio Xfactor team that won a world title not too long ago and is always a threat to win a tournament. So if the Ironmen can come out and win a game against them, that proves that they are a contender here. So now Outlaws down by a ton, and they are just going to run. Looks like Johnson all the way up the center. Did he get anybody, though? He did get one.
Yeah, Kirill getting shot again early for Red Legion coming out the field as the Outlaws tried to make that big move through the Dorito side. They lose. Looks like Philly Shreds gets shot off the snake side for the Outlaws, but he takes one body with him. Outlaws lose another body off that snake side. One off the Dorito side. Looks like just one body left alive for the Outlaws now. Looking at least 2 Red Legion players. And here comes the charge down the Dorito side by Red Legion. Didn't know that the Outlaw moved out there wide to the snake side, picks him off. Might be in a one-on-one situation right now. There's Coolm on your screen from Moscow Red Legion, number 90.
Got about 6:20 left here in this matchup, so not a lot of time for the Outlaws. But Kevin Klum, he's actually a European one-on-one champion if it is a one-on-one.
Yeah, looks like it is. Here comes Coolm out to the snake side insert bunker. One-on-one right now, up over the top, and Coolm gets the shot in on the face.
You know, so with Kevin Klum, anytime you're matching up a guy like that, he was playing against John Crover. You know, Kevin Klum has been in a lot of heavy one-on-one battles before, so. And if that's, this looks like, as long as he's clean and this score goes to 7-0, then that will be the first mercy killing here at the inaugural NXL event. So if one team's up by 7, then that will end the game. So nice work by Kevin Klum to win a one-on-one and take the victory for his squad. Russian Legion looking really sharp. Outlaws really needs to tighten it up. Let's check in with Lauren.
I am in the Ironmen pit. During that last point, they were really talking about what has improved their game, and it's been communication. Chris Katz is trying to call all the shots across the field, and they said it's really improving everything. They also have really been keying up on that corner, and you're going to see them continue to do that to see if they can get the lead. Back to you guys.
So 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go here in this match, this close game between San Antonio Xfactor and the Los Angeles Ironmen. Ironmen definitely impressing us out here with a squad of rookies and a couple of veterans to guide the ship. And the rookies are definitely stepping up. Xfactor needs to dig a little bit deeper here. This is a game that, looking on paper, you would say that it would have to win because that team is chock full of veterans. The squad's been together for a long time. The guys that are on this team right now, again, world championship caliber team. They won the World Cup not too long ago. So Xfactor, Todd, looks like they're going to have to tighten things up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, right now, sitting here, if you'd have told me that Xfactor and Ironmen were going to be knotted up, I probably wouldn't have believed you. Watching the way Xfactor was playing yesterday in practice, I thought they were going to come out here and feast on the Ironmen first game. No disrespect to the Ironmen, but the way that Xfactor started the year, watching them the last event, I mean, they were on fire. They were just running down the field, clicking at all positions, winning gunfights, making fast moves, and the Ironmen, with not a whole lot of experience on their side and their young guys,
So on the breakout, Billy Bernaccia digging to the snake. Mike Kovar right behind him. And then Kovar's going to get out wide. Now we're looking at the Ironman.
Oh, Billy Bernaccia going to get a major penalty diving into the snake. Referee going to pull one. Goes and gets the second one. Kovar gets pulled. Goff gets pulled. So just Jordan and Montemayor right now. But Archie Montemayor, Dyson players up. Paxson goes down.
Well, they got to be careful because they don't have a lot of time left here. We're talking about minute 45 left, and that's not a lot of time. So, depending on that body count, might want to think about blowing the horn, but they didn't need to do that because they got a couple kills. So,
yeah. So Derek Jordan over here now into the 40 wedge on the Dorito side. He's shooting towards the snake side. Oh, and he gets Cornell slipping in the back center.
And Archie Montemayor clearing out the snake side over here, getting all the way to the 50-yard line. And him and Derek Jordan tag teaming different sides of the field, but getting it done. So it did not look good with that penalty. And then the Ironmen are going to be forced to concede the point. So,
Maddie, that's 2 points now this match that the Ironmen have been up 5-on-3 and were unable to close that point out. We always talk about the high body situations. When you're up 5-on-3, 5-on-4, the late game when you're at 4-on-2, you have to win those scenarios every single time because the time you lose those is the time you lose a 1-point game,
Which is what we're seeing right now. And if you're the Ironman and you see bodies come off penalty, they just lost too many bodies. But you have to give it up to Archie Montemayor and Derek Jordan. They maintained their composure, and they were on opposite sides of the field. Archie had to kind of push towards that snake side, but he's, Derek is a guy that had come back. He started with the team, took some time off, and then he came back to the squad, and he's very athletic, and he's one of those guys that if Derek Jordan can play well on this D side of the field, and San Antonio Xfactor could win this tournament. Obviously, they're very deep, and they got a lot of guys to run, but Archie has always been super consistent, so not surprising he was able to maintain his composure and help win that point.
Yeah, when Xfactor players start walking off, that's killing time for Archie Montemayor, because then he knows that players are going to try and capitalize on the moves. He starts picking off bodies left and right. Next thing you know, they're winning the point. Xfactor going up 5-4 here with not a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, so we'll see if the Ironman is that other game. Again, went to the mercy rule, so Red Legion going to be taking that one. But don't go anywhere because after the conclusion of this Ironman San Antonio Xfactor match, we're going to watch LA Infamous take on Top Gun Union, and then Upton 187 crew take on Baltimore Revo here as we continue morning play 2015 Great Lakes NXL. First NXL event And as we see, man, it's been a pretty action-filled morning. This field layout's not playing as slow as some of the guys. You know, when we were talking to players in the run-up to this event, they liked layout 1 a little bit better than layout 2. Not everybody did, but on that coin flip, layout 2 was picked, which is the layout that we're watching play right now. And as we walked it and watched some guys practice it yesterday, we were kind of worried it was going to play a little bit slow, but it's not really playing slow.
No, not at all. You know, people are really hitting their shots on the break. You know, it could be just that everybody's just lacing people on the back. You know, it's perfect weather. There's no rain. There's not a cloud in the sky. You know, so that makes ideal conditions for the paint, right? All the guns are dialed in perfectly. All the techs are here. You know, all the big sponsors have their gun techs, make their guns shoot flawlessly. And when you got good paint, that's what you're going to see.
Well, before we get to this point, let's check in with Lauren down in the pits. Looks like we have a few technical issues with the audio.
Just
down
no
with Lauren
penalties,
and
play
Philly
smart.
Shredder. But you know, looking forward to see Philly,
get the kills, get down the
looking
field,
forward
you
to
know?
see Philly Shreds play the snake for the Outlaws and the rest of the guys from the Outlaws.
So next up we have Xfactor
Looks like we got her back. Nope, we're going to go to the game. So here we go on the breakout. There's Toe Camel and Vidalich over on the snake side for the Los Angeles Ironmen. Down by 1 and not a lot of time left, so they're going to have to push aggressive, and they do. They send a body up into the center, and Toe Camel, you can see Vidalich by his body language, Todd, he wants to make that move into the snake.
Brandon Cornell standing at that center A, looking to run through the middle, but looks like Xfactor knows he's there. They got 2 guns looking at Cornell. Cornell looking to wrap right now and get a kill.
Under a minute, Todd.
Under a minute left to go. Chris Cat over here out to the big Dorito. On the Dorito side, Dorito 1. Cornell switches over to the Dorito side, looking for a seam. Mike Paxson in that back center, rolling his gun, trying to create some opportunities. Xfactor got it locked up.
Yeah,
And Chris Cat gets shot and gets a minor penalty.
That is not going to help things for the Ironman, but here goes Toe Camel. He's going to launch. He takes out Kovar. No one picks him up. He finally gets picked up. 3 bodies left alive right now for San Antonio Xfactor. Cornell still alive for the Ironman in the center.
Toe Camel got 2 on that run through. Here comes Derek Jordan. He's going after Cornell. Is he going to pick him off? He does. And that was the last body for the Ironmen as they lost their snake side player, with Paxson getting pulled on that penalty. So looks like the Ironmen wanted it. They came for it, but Xfactor doing too good of a job of rolling their guns and locking it up. Looks like Xfactor's going to take this win.
Well, hey, but
now they're going to go up 6-4.
Yeah, but good work from the Ironmen. Came out here and fought a tough match against one of the best teams in this pro division. So before we head to our next group of games, let's check in with Lauren.
Oh, thanks. Hey guys, I'm here with Colt Roberts. Congratulations on winning your first match here in Cleveland. Now talk to me, break down the field a little bit. You were doing a good job in the center and you guys were doing a great job on the snake side, but what do you feel is the most dominant side of the field?
I think up the middle is the most dominant spot. This is just kind of a shooter's game, and you just kind of wait for the first elimination, then make moves off of that. It's kind of a slow playing field, but the moves up the middle can be really